My presentation topic is a multivariate logic model for corporate bankruptcy forecasting. My name is Chen from National University of Tainan, Taiwan. Presentation outline, introduction and background, research methodology, results, and finally conclusion. Introduction and background. Whilst the idea of performance relates to how successful an organization attains objectives or executes a strategy, it is relative performance that stands at the core of the literature on predicting corporate financial failure and bankruptcy. Not surprisingly, numerous academics and practitioners conduct extensive studies to develop bankruptcy classification models through examination and identification of determinants of corporate bankruptcy. A review of financial literature suggests that testing the actual predictive power of these models yields somewhat disappointing results. This disparity between ex post and ex ante results is due principally to differential industry effects and data instability over time. Therefore, to remedy this problem, we propose a simple equation to stabilize financial variables and therefore develop a relatively stable logic bankruptcy function over time. Research methodology of the data. Our sample of bankrupt companies include companies that encounter bankruptcy or liquidation events as defined by the CompuState database. Because of data accessibility, our study period is limited between 1986 to 2008, resulting in 129 companies, including in bankruptcy. We select a sample of 129 non-bankrupt companies from CompuState to match the bankrupt companies. The data sets were split into two subsamples, the in-sample data and the out-of-sample data. We use the in-sample data to build models. The data includes information for 158 equally matched bankrupt and non-failed companies from 1986 to 1995. We use the out-of-sample data composed of 100 equally matched bankrupt and non-failed companies between 1996 and 2008 to study the predictive ability of the models. Research methodology. We use a twofold methodology to develop bankruptcy prediction models. First, we propose an exponential function-based algorithm to transform 16 financial variables that are potential bankruptcy determinants. The selection is based on literature review. The equation, as you can see right here, okay, which is a Tx equal to explanation divided by 1 plus explanation, where xik is the kth financial variable of the ith firm. Second, we conduct a multivariate logistic regression analysis with backward elimination of the financial variables. Validation of the final bankruptcy model is by out-of-sample type 1, which is a bankrupt company sample accuracy. Type 2, non-bankrupt company sample accuracy and overall correct classification rates. Industry relative ratios are used to compare with our proposed formula. Table 1 shows bankruptcy classification models created with multivariate logistic regression analysis with backward elimination. This is based on 158 firms. As you can see, the process goes through model 1 to model 13, and model 13 is the final model, which consists 4 variables from cash flow category, there is one variable, capital structure and solvency, one variable, probability performance, there is no variable. Operating performance, we have one variable right there, and market, there is also one variable. So basically this model includes, in the final form, 4 variables. Table 2 show ex post and ex ante classification accuracy of model 13 in sample for model building and out of sample for model validation are 158 and 100 firms respectively. As you can see right here, this is our model. In sample is which is 10-year period. It is for in sample bar data, it is 97.8 accuracy, survival 100% accuracy. Out of sample is 13 years. This is 91.89 for survivors, 97.3. Overall accuracy is 94.59. When you look at the model is with relative industry relative ratios. In sample accuracy is 10-year period. Likewise, it's 97.83. All of them are 97.83, and out of sample 13 years. For failures 89.91, survivors 86.49, and overall is 87.84. So basically, our proposed model outperformed industrial relative ratios. Research results. The result shows that the overall in sample classification accuracy with IRRS is slightly lower, but the difference between in sample and out of sample classification result with IR is considerably larger. This suggests that our proposed method is sufficiently robust so as to develop a relatively stable model specification for bankruptcy forecasting. Conclusion. This study develops a corporate bankruptcy classification model from a sample of 258 bankrupt and non-bankrupt companies covering a period of 23 years. Instead of developing on traditional ratios, use a simple exponential function-based algorithm to improve the stability of the financial data. The model shows high classification accuracy and relatively small differences in classification rates between in sample and out of sample as compared to industry relative analysis. The model appears to be robust. However, future research to use more sample to further validate our model. This is my presentation.
Thank you very much for your presentation, and I appreciate your joining for